Welcome, future CPA, to today's CPA Guide.tv episode. So if you're somebody who is currently using Becker CPA Review or are planning on it, then this video is for you. So as one of the very few CPA exam coaches in the industry, I have a unique insight into how your typical CPA candidate uses a CPA review course, what they usually get wrong, and then how to cut out the busy work that so many CPA candidates force upon themselves that really distracts them and then hurts their scores at the end of the day. And if you're somebody who is overwhelmed with the amount of information in your CPA review course and have no clue how you'll get through it all, this video is for you. And one more thing, before we jump into your tutorial for Becker CPA Review, I wanted to let you know about some bonus content that is directly below this video in the description and the comment section that will really complement this video and honestly help make using Becker CPA Review so much easier. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass the CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing the CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in the video description directly below this, and then pick the time that works best for you. And I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how you can join live. And I'll throw in a free CPA study guide and 100 multiple choice Q&As for signing up. Second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. So the #1 reason CPA candidates fail the CPA exam is because they don't understand how they learn best, and it creates busy work that distracts and hurts your score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free. And for completing the quiz, I will send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos going forward. Third bonus is for folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Becker CPA Review or want the most current promotions for Becker. So I've got links to comparisons of Becker to all the other major CPA review courses and plenty of discounts as well directly below. Now, quick note, some of the links may be affiliate links, so if you don't want to help support my channel, please don't click any of them. But I do keep my channel ad-free just for you, so if this video has helped you in any way, I'd be honored if you did choose to use them. Now, before we dive behind my computer, I do need to mention that I am not a Becker CPA Review employee, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way. So the study strategies I'm about to share with you are based on my personal observations from coaching hundreds of CPA candidates around the globe and from my personal experience passing the CPA exam. So you are solely responsible for how you study for the CPA exam. All right, let's do this. All right, future CPAs who are currently using Becker CPA Review or plan to in the future, this video is for you. It's a tutorial showing you how to optimize how you use Becker CPA Review so that you're not creating busy work and that you're getting through the course as efficiently as possible and maximizing your understanding of everything covered. So let's set up your study plan first. So let's see here. If we go to the calendar, let's go ahead and delete our study plan here. Okay, so we'll create a plan. Typically, I recommend starting with FAR. It's the biggest and most broad section, and it'll give you the best taste for the CPA exam, and it'd be a good one to get out of the way first. Let's go ahead and schedule it for April, let's say just April 30. And then we'll say, I don't know. So typically with FAR, I recommend giving yourself 12 weeks. Total, so that includes learning and reviewing. So typically you'll want, and this is something that I teach in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, that you'll want to spend, for FAR especially, you'll want to give yourself 10 weeks to get through all the material, teaching yourself the material, and then spend 2 weeks doing what's called a final review study funnel over the final 2 weeks before you sit for your exam. And there's a whole lot more information if you complete my free study personality quiz over at freecpaquiz.com about Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. But yeah, for this video, this is just what I recommend, the order that you sit for the CPA exam. So you plan to study. So I recommend selecting the 13 to 15 hours per week. So again, there's going to be another concept that I teach in Ultimate CPA Exam Guide is called a daily study stream. So that's a cycle of constantly learning and constantly reviewing. So you're going to want to spend between 15 and 20 hours per week learning, and then an additional 5 hours per week reviewing. And I cover that in a lot more detail within my full course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. So let's go ahead and select a start date of today's date and confirm. Next. Okay, so then now we have a schedule. So starting on February 5th is when I should probably start studying in order to get through the exam. And as you'll notice, it's giving me 2 full weeks to do a final review before I sit for my exam. All right, so go ahead and click back to home, and we'll click over to February, and you can see that now our per week we're expected to get through F1, F2, F3, and so forth. Okay, so now that we've got our plan set up, let's go ahead and dive into the actual training itself. So F2, so thankfully, oh, thank goodness, Becker used to have one lecture per section, and it would be a 3 to 4 hour monster lecture. So thankfully they finally got with the times, and now they break up each individual topic into subtopics. And as you can see here, if you click here, each lecture is now about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 here, 35 there. So a range of 15 minutes to, I found, about an hour. So again, they're fairly decent length lectures now. And then within each individual sub topic here, you've got a 35-minute lecture, then skills practice, and then a test bank of multiple choice questions. So I really like this skills practice section. It's something that I don't really see other CPA review courses doing yet. Since, you know, multiple choice questions and simulations are 50-50 now, it makes sense to start practicing more on simulations because it's a bigger part of your exam and so forth. So I really like all three of these particular features. Now, what I don't understand is this pre-assessment. So let's click on that. Basically, it's a sample of 4 questions. I've seen up to 10 questions, and they created this new, and it's really weird. They give you 5 options. I don't understand why. So, and so basically this is their adapt to you learning technology. It's really kind of silly. So basically, if you score above an 80%, then they would have you skip the lecture and just go right to skills practice and multiple choice question. If you get below, then you just, you know, obviously, like we got 4 incorrect, we start with the lecture. So I mean, it's kind of a waste of your time. So that's my first recommendation, is to just don't even worry about the pre-assessment. Just go into each section thinking that, or understanding that you probably don't know enough for each topic that they're going to be covering, and just dive right into the lecture or the skills practice or the textbook or whatever it is that, however you learn best. But overall, yeah, I'd just forget the pre-assessment. To me, it's just kind of a waste of time. And honestly, I think it's kind of like a gimmicky marketing tactic. So they have this buzzword that they can start promoting to get people to invest in their course. So basically pre-assessment, waste of time. Jump right into your lecture or the textbook. And let me explain that a little bit better here. Okay, so basically their video lectures are broken out by page, and they're walking you through the textbook. And so when I was using Becker, and this is the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this whole video, is that I watched the lecture and then I went to the textbook on my own and taught myself the material. Now, the video lecture is literally just going through the text, telling you what to highlight, what to underline, where to take notes and stuff like that. So it wasn't until I just stopped watching the lectures and just teaching myself the material directly out of the textbook that I started to do a whole lot better on my scores. And here's the reason. I don't learn from watching a video lecture. I have learned much better by diving right into the textbook, teaching myself the material based on what's in the text, and then answering multiple choice questions and looking at the reasons why the question is right or wrong. So I was doubling the amount of study time that was needed for when I was initially sitting for the CPA exam. So if you're somebody who learns better from video lectures, if you're more of an auditory learner, the video lectures are great because they walk you through the textbook page by page. And but if you're somebody like me who doesn't learn from listening nearly as well as from visually reading and answering questions, then I would skip the lectures completely. So basically, you only need to do one. And then, so you either read the text or you watch the lecture. Then once you've completed that activity, then you go answer the skills level testing and the practice quizzes, and then see how you do. And if you're doing poorly, then go do that resource that you didn't utilize. So for me, after reading the text and answering the questions, if I'm performing bad, then I obviously need some help. So either I would go to customer support or I would watch the video lectures. So, you don't need to do both. And that was the big, huge rookie mistake that literally doubled the amount of time that I spent studying. And, if you follow this tip, you can probably save yourself at least 100 hours of study time, if not more, and you're going to actually understand the material as opposed to just feeling overwhelmed with the amount of time that it's taking to get through the material. So I really hope that you can apply this to how you're studying, and I know it's going to save you a lot of time and increase the speed that you actually learn. So let's see here. Let's back out of the lecture. So skills practice, this is a really cool feature. I definitely like it. Basically, it's a video lecture here explaining what's being tested. And then you got another video here. And then you actually have your simulation. So you go through and answer it. And let's see here. Somehow, oh shoot, how do I get out of there? Okay. Somehow there's, yeah, usually they have oh yeah, here it is, explain. So then they have a video walking you through why each question is right or wrong. So again, very powerful tool for you to use to learn how to answer simulations and apply what you learned from the lecture or the textbook to this concept. In terms of multiple choice questions, let's go ahead and start a practice quiz here. So I do like that they immediately tell you if you got it right or wrong during the study phase. Then they give you an explanation. So they tell you choice C is correct and then explain why. So that way you can compare your work compared to what the actual answer is. It tells you the skill level that you're learning from, how many times you've seen this multiple choice question. It gives you direct link to academic support and all your crucial statistics there. So let's go through until we get one right. Oh, come on. It's always C, right? Nope. Always C. Of course. Anytime I do this live, it always takes me a minute. There we go. We got it. Okay. So you're always looking for that nice green color. You get addicted to that color after a while. So yeah, so there you go. So it gives you choice A is the correct, and then why it is the right answer. So this is a great study tool, and it's definitely one of the better features of Becker CPA Review is their multiple choice explanations. Okay, so let's go ahead and end this, and then it gives you a little bit of the your analytics there of how you performed, and then it updates here on your dashboard for how you're doing. Now, what I like, and as I mentioned before, in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, we have a study tool called the Final Review Study Funnel. So when you are going through all of the training, at the end of each training, you're going to have a progress test. So this is a test that you can set up over all the lectures that you've completed so far. So for right now, I only have F1 and F2. That's as far as I've gotten. But as you go through the material, it will continue adding and adding and adding, and it's a good way to test your knowledge over everything. Now, during the final review period, you're going to want to take some mock exams. And shoot, I'm drawing a blank on how to get to mock exams. Okay, here it is. I found it. Okay, so after you've completed everything, then you've got your 2 mock exams. So they recommend you complete these 2 weeks before the exam and then 1 week before the exam. So based on the results you see here, you're going to be able to dive into the analytics, and then I would take progress reports over the areas that you're performing lower on these mock exams, and then just repeat that whole process, going back to either the video lectures or the textbook, whatever you use to learn better, using the flashcards that Becker provides. So these are pretty cool. You've got, let's see here, let's do these, F2. So you've got a flashcard here. You just click on it and it flips. So you can test yourself there. There's a button here that you can select that says mastered. So once you've memorized something, you can check it and then filter out between mastered and not mastered. So if you ever want to review all the ones that you think you've mastered, just to be sure, you can select that filter and so forth. So yeah, so Becker gives you a lot of tools to review on a daily or weekly basis if need be. So overall, I really do like Becker CPA Review. I think they're improving their course. I think the Adapt to You is definitely kind of a waste of time
And there's a lot of opportunity here to save a lot of time by either skipping the lecture and jumping right into the textbook, or skipping in-depth reading of the textbook and just focusing on the lecture. And again, it all depends on your study personality. So go over to freecpaquiz.com, take the quiz, determine your study personality. I'll send you 100 free multiple choice questions if you complete the quiz, and some additional coaching videos very similar to this one that's going to help increase your understanding and efficiency as you're studying for the CPA exam. So again, that's freecpaquiz.com if you really want to hone in on your study personality so that you can apply it to using Becker CPA Review. And again, Becker CPA Review is an extremely powerful course, and it's cool because you can make it work for you based on how you learn best. You don't have to follow their rigid study plan that they recommend, because again, you learn differently than everybody else that's out there. So make it work for how your study personality is, and then I can almost guarantee that you'll find success and definitely increase your scores if you apply what you learned from this video. But if you want to take it to the next level, go ahead and head over to freecpaquiz.com, complete the quiz, and we can get started.
Hey future CPA, Brian here again with some quick recommendations for what to do next now that you've completed this video. So if you scroll down below to the video description in the comment section, I've put together some exclusive bonus content just for you. So here's what you get from me today at no charge. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass the CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing the CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is absolutely for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in the video description below, pick the time that works best for you, and I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how to join live. And I'll also be throwing in a free CPA study guide and 100 multiple choice Q&As. Second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. So it's the #1 reason CPA candidates fail the CPA exam. It's because they don't understand how they learn best, and then it creates busy work that distracts and then hurts their score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free. And for completing the quiz, I'll send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos. And the third and final bonus is for the folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Becker CPA Review or not. And really also for the folks who want the current promotions for Becker. So I've got links comparing Becker to all the other CPA Review courses and plenty of discounts as well. All right, so future CPA, that wraps it up. Best of luck on your journey to passing CPA exam with Becker CPA Review.